Okay. Welcome to the Love Experience Show. I am your host, Ashley J.
And I'm your host, Marquise Walker.
There we go. The Love Experience Show is a show where we talk about all things love, good love, bad love, in between love. Everybody has a story. Everybody can learn something from the Love Experience Show. Y'all let me know if you see me out there because we had a little issue happen that was weird. So y'all let me know if I'm live, you see me, okay? And also make sure you invite 5 people to watch the show with you. Come on this side right here. What had 5 people watch the show with you, throw a watch party, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. The episode tonight is, as you can see, I got your back, boo. That's right. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you know the next time we drop a new episode of the Love Experience Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I missed y'all. I know we missed last week. We missed Thanksgiving. I'm trying to get better, y'all. Okay, I'm getting there. So okay. You see the close up of the child. Okay. So, how was your Thanksgiving? Our Thanksgiving was great. It was peaceful. It was exactly what we needed. So, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving as well. So, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. We are talking about emotional support, Marquise, right here. Share the camera. Okay. We are talking about emotional support. Emotional support in relationships. Please be still. Emotional support in relationships. And I wanted to talk about that because I am seeing a lot of people who are feeling down in their relationships because they are not getting the emotional support they would like. Hey, mom, they are not getting the emotional support they need. Emotional support is important in every relationship, no matter what relationship you're in. Relationship with your children, relationship, romantic relationships, friendships, whatever. Emotional support is in all of them because it helps you feel like you belong. And I'm not going to jump into everything because I'm going to explain it all at the end. Okay. But anyway, so let's talk about what areas are our emotional needs are in. So we have emotional needs. We need comfort. We need security. We need safety. We need stability and we need protection. You may go out there and search this and may find some other areas, but I feel like these are the basic areas where we need emotional support. When you're in relationship with people, feeling comfort is important because comfort helps you to adapt. Comfort helps you to relate. Comfort helps you to feel comfortable in that relationship. So you need to feel comfort. And then security. You need that fulfilled because that helps create the bond in the relationship. You want to feel secure. You want to feel secure in your relationships and feel like you got support. So you need that security. It's nothing worse than being in a relationship, any type of relationship, and you can't trust the other person or people who are in the relationship. You trust comes with security. Sorry. And then you have safety. Part of that security is you want to feel safe. Who doesn't want to feel safe in their relationships? You want to feel safe in your relationships, and you want to feel stability. You don't want to feel displaced or removed or misplaced in your relationship. And you want to feel protection. You want somebody that's going to hold you down. You want somebody that is going to be there no matter what for you, and they got your back no matter what. Hey, Kathy, they got your back no matter what. So, why is emotional support important? And why is it needed? Emotional support is important because life happens and we all go through transitions in life. And let's take a romantic relationship. Going through a major life transition. Hey, Auntie Coco.
Hi.
Hey, Colleen. Going through life transitions, it is so important that you have your partner support. You can have some great things happen in lifestyle. Great things like having a baby. I cannot imagine finding out the news that I was pregnant and my husband not be excited about that. I can't imagine going through my entire pregnancy not feeling like I had support from him, not feeling like he had my back, not feeling like, he was there for me during times that I needed him to be there. I can't imagine going to doctor's appointments, all of those things, and he was not there to support me. Feeling as if I was having this pregnancy on my own. I couldn't imagine that, especially with pregnancy. I don't know, y'all let me know how it was for you, but I felt like during my pregnancy, that was another bond that we were able to create with one another. It brought us closer to one another. So if he decided, you know what, I'm out, I don't want this, that would crush me. So not being the first time being a mother and not having my spouse there, the person who agreed and made a covenant to support me during that time, I can't imagine if he turned his back on me. I could not imagine what that would have been like. So life transitions happen. Another transition, somebody gets laid off from their job. You need support. You need that emotional support, especially if you were on that job for years. That's a difficult thing. That affects the whole house. It affects the relationship. So they're going to need emotional support in that time. You can't leave them high and dry. You got to be there for them because they may go through depression. They may go through anxiety. They may go through a lot of different emotions and feel emotions and symptoms of emotions during that time, and they need to be supported. It's important for them to be supported. How about another transition when a parent passes away? That's another life-changing, major life transition, and not having that support. Can't imagine going through that alone when my spouse is supposed to be there. When my spouse is supposed to be there, and have my back and comfort me during that time. So emotional support is so important in going through life transitions. Sure, you could get through them by yourself, but it's a lot easier and it's a lot better when you have someone who has your back. Okay. You also want to have a sense of belonging. Emotional support gives you that. You feel like you belong somewhere. You feel like you are wanted somewhere. Emotional support helps you to accomplish that feeling. Emotional support helps you with that. So you want to be able to feel belong, like you belong somewhere. Okay, so imagine, perfect example, high school. And maybe let's say you weren't the most popular person in high school. Okay, so high school, and you are going through puberty, all of the different changes when you go to high school, and you feel like you're all alone. That can be a very lonely time for someone, feeling like they're all alone going through high school and going through changes, all of that. It is lonely. I know I can remember how I felt in high school. Not I'm not saying I wasn't popular. I don't know if I would say I was popular, but I mean I was known. I know what it's like because I ended up being a new kid on the block in high school. So going to that, sir, stop, please. Stop. Okay. I need some emotional support right now. Going through some of the experiences I had in high school, that without having the support from my family, that would have been 100 times worse. Okay, remember what I said. Go ahead, close the door. So, um, we back. All right. So going through that in high school, like I can't imagine what that would have been like if I did not have the support that I needed during that time. Um, and I would imagine a lot of a lot of teenagers who feel like they are not being supported, like feel like they're not being paid, anybody is paying them any attention. Teenagers who are going through depression, can't handle puberty, and end up ending their life prematurely because maybe they feel like they're not getting that emotional support. So it helps you to feel belong, like you belong. Okay. And it helps you to feel loved. When you are getting, remember what I told you, the emotional areas we need comfort, security, safety, stability, and protection. If you can imagine getting all of those areas fulfilled with emotional support, you would feel so great. I would guess that it could probably be helpful. It would make you feel your optimal best. Hey, Miss Alfreda, that would make you feel your optimal best. And when you feel your best, then you feel love coming from places you never imagined. So feeling love, that is the one thing. I mean, we're told to love each other multiple times in the Bible, right? So feeling loved everywhere you go because you are getting all of those needs met, those emotional needs met, that I can imagine that to be something that's indescribable. having all of those needs met at the same time. That is something that could be indescribable. So you always want to feel loved. All right. And then it also helps bring you balance. You get balance in your life. It when you have your needs met, you are balanced. You have a lot of balance in your life. Okay. So it's when you're feeling loved, let's put this together. You feel loved and you feel balanced in all areas, then this would be the dream person. And I'm saying it like that because a lot of times in my area of profession, something is lacking for someone in one of those areas, emotional needs. Okay. So if somebody is coming and they are feeling loved and they are feeling balanced emotionally, then guess what? That person is in a good place. They are in an excellent space. Okay. So I can the way I imagine this person. Okay. Someone who has all of the emotional needs met. Perfect person that comes to my mind is Jesus. He had all of those things. Matter of fact, he had so much of all of those areas that he made other people feel them. He was exuding it for other people. So he had balance. He felt loved and he gave love. He brought balance to other people in every single area. He brought belonging, a sense of belonging. And he helped people through transitions in life. Let me tell you something. Those healings that he made, not made. He what's the word? The healings that I can't think of the word. The people that he healed, they went through a life transition after getting healed, because you go all your life one way. You meet the Lord in human form and he heals you. That's a life transition because you are transitioning your from one way of being and living on this earth to another, that which is completely different than what you're used to. Whether that's becoming sane, whether that's becoming delivered, whether that is being healed from ailments or whatever, you change. Your life changes completely. So therefore, you go through a life transition. And who better to go through that transition with than with Jesus? Because he is the one that he can tell you, go and love your neighbor, go, whatever he told people to do, he gave them directions after they got healed. They got what they needed to go through the rest of their life. Is this making sense to y'all? Y'all let me know. So what happens to a relationship when all of the emotional support is missing? What happens is a couple will come and see me. So what happens in a relationship when all of the emotional support is missing? First, it can come in waves. First, you can feel distant. You start to feel some distance happening in your relationship. So that would be, you guys aren't spending as much time together as you would like. That would be you guys maybe just living two different lives. There's no unity in the relationship. Excuse me, there's no unity in the relationship. There is no us. It there all of a sudden it becomes me and I. in your relationship. So when the emotional support is starts to wane, so does the connection, the intimacy in the relationship, and it becomes strained. And then you have people mad at each other, trying to figure out, why are you treating me this way? Why is this happening this way? What is going on? You get that. And then it turns into fighting each other instead of the problem. So something that I teach my clients, or do I want to say teach, something that I help my couples with, is focus on the problem, not each other. You are not your enemy. You are partners. You are both fighting the problem. When you start to turn and fight each other, then something has gone awry in the relationship. Whether that is someone somewhere not feeling comfort, or not feeling love or belonging, or whatever it is, you start to fight each other. Best example I can give is when there's infidelity. Infidelity in a relationship can, it starts from something, whether it's from someone who was never meant to get married, or someone who felt like they were not getting something. Infidelity comes in, and then the other person starts to feel no support. And then when you don't have that support, then you got constant fighting, constant blaming, constant everything. I mean, it's all the time. And the person who is hurt by the betrayal, they are going to do everything within their power to make you feel, or make that other person feel, the pain that they are going through. And that is not pretty. Okay. So that is one thing, where you see people fighting, and distant, they become distant with each other. Um, Another is something that happens kind of frequently, that is mental health. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, everyone has battled one way or another with a mental illness. And I know a lot of people don't realize this, but when someone is anxious, I've told you guys this, when someone is anxious, when someone is depressed, those are mental illnesses. Mental illness is not just the personality disorders. It's people feeling anxious. It's people feeling distant. Um, so you you have, at times, a spouse that does not get it, a spouse that does not understand mental illness, and they look at their partner and they're like, you need to get it together. Like, you need to get better. I don't, what is this? Why are you walking around sad? Why are you in the bed all the time? Why are you rambling so much? All of these things are them not understanding mental illness. And then on top of them not understanding mental illness, they are removing their emotional support in that moment. So now the person who's going through is going through even more, because they feel alone. They're going through something they don't understand, may not understand why. And then you got your partner who is blaming you for being the way you are. That's not okay. So now they're left high and dry to try to figure this out on their own. And they don't have the capability of doing it. So that could cause fighting. That can cause a lot of distance in the relationship. Y'all let me know if this makes sense. If y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So that can happen. Intimacy gets diminished when emotional support is gone. So I've talked about how intimacy has a lot of different areas, and you become intimate in a lot of different areas outside of sex. So you when you start to fall apart, or when you start to experience a lack of emotional support, intimacy goes out the window also. So you end up not knowing each other, and when you get healed, you got to learn each other all over again. It's possible to do. You did it once, you can do it again. And actually, I suggest you always be curious to knowing who your spouse is, because we're constantly changing, and you need to get to know the new person who has changed since the first time you got married. But anyway, you have to get to know each other in a whole new way. So that would be getting to know each other by intellectually, because you're learning something. Hopefully you're learning something new every day. So getting to know each other intellectually, getting to know each other, yes, physically, getting to know each other's hobbies. You may have new hobbies than what you did before when you guys first got together. Um, what else do I have? Hobbies. You have oh, I just lost my train of thought. But there's a lot of different areas that you can experience intimacy and get to know each other intimately again. And it can be very fun, y'all. Building intimacy can be very, very fun. Just so you know. All right. Okay. Can y'all tell me if you hear me? If you're listening? I just want to make sure. Because I'm asking and I don't see anybody responding. So I just want to make sure I'm still live and y'all still hear me. Okay. So when emotional support is missing, support is gone. So there is no one there to have your back. Not that it's not completely gone, because if you're with somebody who is compassionate, then they will have your back no matter what. But you need someone that's going to support you. You need someone that is going to maybe jump in where you're lacking. So maybe provide dinner if you can't cook dinner, or clean if you aren't able to clean. Whatever that support looks like for you. Hey, Shauna, whatever that support looks like for you, then that is what they need to provide. Now, when emotional support is gone or lacking, it may be a little difficult for them to provide that for you, because the last thing they want to do is to be around you. So that support is gone. Then you you become shut down. Things get shut down. You get shut down. The bedroom shut down. Everybody is shut down. The shutdown happens. You kind of may seclude to yourself. You may definitely not having sex with one another. Um, you you are living life alone. You're just two people existing in the same house. And that is not fun. You don't want to be there. You want to be where you feel included. You want to be where you feel like you belong. So you definitely don't want the relationship to get to a point where things are just shut down. And then okay, in order to develop emotional support, to be emotionally supportive, first thing I would suggest is for you to pay attention. So that is getting outside of the shell that you withdrew to and look around. Open your eyes because someone might be doing something for you and you're not seeing it because you are withdrawn. So open your eyes, pay attention. They may be doing things that you might consider um minuscule, but it might be just what you need in that moment. You may need them to give you a pat on the back. You may need them to have a change of heart and say, you know what, I'm going to get better. I need to support my spouse. I need to support my husband. I need to support my wife. You need them to make that decision, and you need to pay attention to that decision being made. um Going through those transitions, sometimes life transitions take a long time to get through. So for them to turn around and have a change of heart and be supportive, that's amazing. And that can make that time a little bit easier. So doing pay attention to what they're doing. Whether it's they're picking up after themselves, whether it is um I don't know, picking up the kids from school or whatever. That is fantastic. And you need to pay attention to that, and you need to be grateful for that, and you need to say that you're grateful for that. Okay? Because now we are starting to reconnect. We are at the beginning stages of reconnecting. And I need you to reconnect so that you can be happy with yourself and your marriage again, or whatever relationship that you are in. Be complimentary. So, give compliments. Okay? Thank you so much for doing the dishes tonight. I really appreciate that. You did a great job. Give a compliment. Oh, you just did your hair different. I like it. It looks nice on you. Oh, your clothes look really good. The way you put that outfit together, that looks really nice. I like that. Give a compliment. Compliments will melt the hardest hearts. They may not show it right away, but if you continue to be complimentary, then you will melt their heart. Keep doing it. They love it. They appreciate it. They just won't show it to you right away, but eventually they will. So be complimentary. Also, be intentional with your time. So, we're talking about building intimacy again. So, you need to be intentional with your time. That will be um, you setting aside time for you guys to talk. That would be you setting aside time to play a game. However, you feel like you want to build intimacy, that will be you doing that. So, one thing that I have couples do is talk for five, depending on how severe the communication deficit is, talk for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Set aside time to talk 5 to 10 minutes a day, and you cannot talk about any hot button topics. Can't talk about children, can't talk about work. Talk about the two of you, what you need, what you would like, what needs to change. Talk about you two, okay? 5 to 10 minutes a day to help you rebuild intimacy. It works. I promise you it does if you do it and you stick with it. And then practice effective communication. So sometimes when you get to a place where you feel like things just aren't working that well, maybe you need to check in with your communication. Use I statements when you need to discuss a problem. So you're not placing blame on your spouse. You are expressing how you feel, taking ownership of your feelings, and explaining how the situation, the issue, the event, whatever it is, affected you. Talk about it with I statements and then use reflections. Reflections is really just repeating back what you heard your spouse say. And the wonderful thing, the thing that I love the most about reflections is that it helps cut down on miscommunication, misunderstandings. It works because if you tell me something and I repeat it back to you what I heard you say, you can tell me whether that's what you said or not. And have the opportunity to correct me so that I can understand what you're saying. It's a great communication tool. Everybody needs to use it. I think I did an episode where I was showing that to you guys. So, and be assertive. Be assertive in your communication. Being more assertive is the best way to communicate, because when you use when you use assertive communication, you're like a balance between being passive and aggressive, because you are speaking what you feel, you are expressing your emotions, at the same time understanding the needs and the emotion that from the other person. And it's not being passive, it's being understanding and forthcoming with your words. Okay. Practice empathy. You got to be empathetic. You need to feel what your partner is feeling. You need to understand that. It helps. You got to be empathetic. Feel that emotion. Not just say, "Oh man, I'm sorry that happened." Don't just be sympathetic. You need to be empathetic with your spouse. Understand where they're coming from, where that emotion is coming from, and how they feel. You got to have that. And then do everything that they're doing for you to them. So if they have a moment where they're feeling low, be everything you can be to them. Be their emotional support. They need it in that moment. So be that for them. Be supportive. Okay? Be gracious. Be kind. Be grateful. That being grateful is so important. It is so important. Like Kathy is saying thank you helps the thinker believe it. Say thank you. Being grateful of the little things. The little things help you see the bigger things. It adds up. So be grateful, okay? So just emotional support is important. I'm tired of seeing people feeling low and feeling like they're alone and they're in a relationship or a marriage, and they're questioning whether they have made the right decision because that person is not being supportive the way they need them to be. And then feeling like they have to go through tragedy by themselves. We got to do better. We have to be more supportive emotionally. Hi, Miss Janice. We have to be more supportive emotionally for our partners. We have to. It's super important for not just the relationship, but for mental health. You don't want someone to start to feel depressed because they don't feel support. It might listen, and I'm gonna tell you how this works, because you may think, well, why would they be depressed just because they feel like I'm not supporting them? I'm gonna let you know. Sometimes things that we do unintentionally in adulthood triggers an emotion, an experience, or a thought from childhood. So if I were to let's see. If I were to take, this is real random. If I were to take all of Tariq's underwear and just snatched up all his underwear, he would get really angry and upset because that is something he experienced in childhood. And that could cause a rift between us. So, same thing for me. If somebody comes and takes something of mine, like my sweet sister used to do and sometimes still does when she's around my clothes. She takes my stuff and makes me angry. If somebody comes and takes my things and I'm looking for it, can't figure out where it was just here, that's going to make me angry. If it's someone who has gone through abuse and you yell at that person, you will trigger that person if they have not been healed. And you don't know what their reaction can be. Fight or flight. That's what it, just expect that. Expect fight or flight. So that is how somebody can become depressed. It's very simple. It's very easy. Like, it can happen at the drop of a dime and you don't even realize it. And you can send that person into a rabbit hole that'll be hard for them to get out of. Okay. So we need to be absolutely 100% careful of what we're doing. Don't let life get so much of your attention and your time that you do not think about how your partner feels, what your partner has going on. Don't let life just take over like that. Pay attention. And I can tell you this, there's been times where I was not the best support system for Tariq, and vice versa. But you got to fix it and find out what you can do to be a better help, be a better support to your partner. Okay? Anybody have any comments or questions that they want to submit? Go ahead and do it now. And I'm going to go through some of the comments that have already been dropped. So I don't know if y'all looking on the comments and on YouTube, but Marquise was down here and then he left. So, and we had a talk before I started, and I said, if you leave, you cannot come back. So that's why he kind of left in the huff when I said, remember what mommy said. Okay. I'm so glad you guys are here watching. Thank you, Aunt Colleen, for telling me I'm doing a great job. Thank you for the thumbs up, Kathy. What else? Thank you, Miss Janice. Yes, reflections do work. I mean, everybody needs to employ these communication styles. Again, I'm gonna go over it again. Reflections, I statements, and active listening. That is another good one. that keeps you engaged in the conversation. You got to use these tools, y'all. It's so worth it. Okay. If you don't want to have arguments all the time, you need to use those tools. All right. All right, guys. I don't have anything else. If you would like to be a guest on the Love Experience show, please go ahead. You can put it in the comments. You can DM me. You find me on all social media at it's Ashley JW, and email me Ashley at itsashleyj.com. Let me know that you would like to be a guest on the Love Experience show. Do not forget to next week. What do I want to say? Next week, if you want to invite some people to watch with you, go ahead. It's an open forum. You can do so. And also, you can, what else? What else was I going to say? You can share this episode with somebody, anybody that you think could use it. Share it. And if you want to give me some topic ideas, you can do that too. I like to receive some direction from you guys. So if you have any ideas of what I should cover, go ahead and let me know. Send it to me on those on that contact information right there, social media. You can DM me or you can shoot me an email. All right. Okay. If y'all don't have anything else, and I know I'm done. I done talked enough, I think. All right, guys. Do not forget to come back next week. Invite 5 people to watch with you. Be a guest on the Love Experience show. Hit me up on that contact information, all social media at It's Ashley JW. Email Ashley at itsashleyj.com. I have a new thing about to happen, so keep your ears to the street so you can find out about it when I come out and talk about it. Okay. But it involves me walking in all of my gifts. All right. I love you guys too, and I will see you next week. And I only have one thing left to say. What is your love experience? Bye, guys.